Here's the most interesting thing. The fight at the MGM, right? We know that Reggie lied and told Frank the lie about Orlando tried to take Tupac's chain the day before the incident happened or earlier that day. I can't remember. He done told so many goddamn lies, right? If you go listen to Suge's interview more recently, right, on the Art of Dialogue, he tells you that there was no bounty on no death row chain and that Trayvon Lane and Orlando and them had a fight at the Lakewood Mall over set tripping. Suge says this, right? It wasn't over no goddamn chain. K Dub tells the interview that the fight at the Lakewood Mall wasn't over a chain, right? I've told you the story that allegedly it was over set tripping because Trayvon and Orlando both was originally from Long Beach. And they ran into each other at the Lakewood Mall. And Trayvon now became a mall pyro when he was originally allegedly a Long Beach Crip. And that was the reason for the fight. Now you don't heard it from Suge, you don't heard it from K Dub. Everybody tells that story except for Reggie is trying to get you to believe that it was over a chain, which he got tried to get Frank to lie about and say that it was over the chain. The chain was the alibi to put it on Diddy, right? Now, once again, I have no reason to lie. You just heard Suge say it himself. It was never over no goddamn chain, right? Now, in the MGM, after the fight, you see Orlando standing there waiting, right? Now, this is the same guy that's standing there waiting that went and testified for Suge in his hearing. This is the same guy that went and sat down with Reggie and what's the lawyer name? I can't think of the lawyer's name right now. But sat down with Reggie, sat down with Keefy D, sat Orlando, Sergeant Reynolds, and they all had the meeting and they gave Orlando and Keefy D 60,000 for him to go testify for Suge. Now, if this is the dude that shot Suge, right? And this is the same dude that Reggie called and told his pops that they are the ones responsible for killing Tupac the night of, right? According to Reggie Pops. Why are they even having meetings with these niggas? It wasn't David Kennedy that sat with them to negotiate the payout for them to Edie Falls or something like that. That was the guy. Yeah, I can't think of it right now. Edie Falls or something like that, right? Um. Anyway, TikTok. This is over. My LA Major. What up? My phone is about to die. TikTok. Y'all got to come over to my YouTube. All right. Peace and love. Right. Uh. And then you got Suge saying that how he saw Keefy D at the Lakers game, and Keefy D told him that Diddy gave them money and they needed the money and they sorry, but that's why they did it. Right. So he just and then it's free Keefy D, right? So it's all this, you know, talk how they know that Orlando and them did it, right? But they don't do nothing to Orlando. They don't do nothing to Keefy D. They have meetings with Keefy D in Orlando. They give them money. He go into court and he testify for them. And they just overlooking the niggas that shot them and overlooking that they killed Tupac. But they could just do business with these guys and they could just talk to these guys at the Lakers game and like it's freaky PD. It's no problem to be cool with these things. Reggie been cool with Keepy D for all these years, right? He set him up with Vlad. He set him up with Cam Capone. He set him up with Art Dialogue. He calling him up on YouTube. They are just the best of friends, and he's supposed to be the one that killed Tupac, right? But nobody's ever thinking that they in on this whole thing, right? Anyway, moving forward, we know Pop don't want to be there. We know they somehow he got manipulated to go to the fight. We already know that told people he was leaving. We already know he's not wearing a death row chain when he show up to Vegas. We already know that uh Suge stopped Frank from getting in the car with him, told him, yo, they had some business to talk about. He didn't want him to ride in the car with him. We all know that Reggie and George Khalees and Reggie says himself that, let me pull it up so you can see, that Reggie says himself that he told them not to have their guns, right? Let me pull it up. Here you go. Hold on. Here we go, right here. I just want to have my just want to have my receipts. See it right here? Okay, now were you given instructions as to whether or not you all should be were allowed to have firearms at the club or in the city while you're trying to get this business deal down? And Reggie answers, so either myself or Mr. Khaleesi's in the meeting that I had with all my security. Remember, George Khaleesi's is just a lawyer. He's not the boss. Reggie's the boss of the security. So either myself or Mr. Khaleesi's in the meeting that I had with all my security, who were mainly off duty or retired police officers, and I informed them. Now you heard him, right? And I informed them, or Mr. Khaleesi's, I forgot who it was, but I know I echoed it. If I, if I wasn't the one that said it, ban them from having their firearms on them inside of the club. Told them we didn't want that night. Didn't want to see any guns. If they had a problem with it, don't come to work. Now, you got Frank and you got Michael Moore on video saying that they told them not to have their guns, right? So not only do these dudes don't have their weapons on them, right? Reggie tells Frank the lie and make up this story that Orlando tried to take Pac chain, right? And then there's the story about, oh, this fight was over because they Orlando and them took uh Trayvon Lane's chain at the Lakewood Mall, which you heard several times that that never happened, right? The chain was never took, and the fight wasn't over no chain or no death row bounty or chain, right? Now, like I said, Suge just said this recently, right? So I'm not saying nothing that he didn't say publicly. However, the one thing that he did tell me is that when Trayvon Lane went over to Pac, he was standing next to Pac. Nobody could tell him nothing because he was standing next to Pac. And he heard Trayvon Lane. And he said, Trayvon Lane told Pac, yo, that's the nigga right there that bad boy hired to kill you. And that's what sent Pac running off to Orlando. I ain't got no reason to lie about that. The jail phone ain't got no. I mean, it's recorded. I ain't got no reason to lie. That's what he said. It's on the jail call. That's what was said to Pac. That that's the nigga right there that bad boy hired to kill you, and that's why Pac took off. Now, if you think Pac was going to take off and go run up on a nigga because he took a nigga chain, yo, that's the nigga that took my chain. And this nigga is on bail, out on bail. You think he's running up on a nigga for a nigga chain? Which one would you believe more? That he told him, yo, that's the niggas that bad boy hired to kill you. Or yo, that's the nigga that took my chain. Which one do you really believe that will send Pac running off? Believe what you want to believe. But like I said, I don't lie about nothing. And that is on the jail phone on a call when he told me that. He said, I don't care what nobody say. I was standing right next to him. I heard what he told him. He told him, yo, there go the nigga right there that bad boy hired to kill you. Now, when you think about that and you start thinking how Orlando was standing there just waiting, and then you think about everything that transpired afterwards. It don't look like a setup to you? I'm gonna leave y'all with that one to think on. Choke no joke. I'll be back tomorrow, 7 p.m. We could talk about it more. 100. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Yeah, yeah. We out.
Jack Brown, you know what it is. Keep on hating, you know what it is. Never did I think hip-hop go this far. Never did I think I see Diddy behind bars or Kells. Penitentiary scars, the man act. Is it going too far? Back, y'all industry rats, y'all whack. That's 100 on Pyro. You'll be trapped like Pac. The go viral. Gene saw the nuts of gyro. At the freak off and Diddy too. But plug shopper, freak door stopper. Nigga, you don't know if you a criminal or a cop. But you're next to be locked. Ask KVD, telling on yourself on Vlad TV. You dumb nigga, right? You never be me. And I never be you too. Telling on YouTube, yeah, saying on the step, giving up myself. What the fuck I look like? My name G-Dap. Comb legacy doom. Will the bad boy see time like loan? Your extortion fell through. You friended no one like the moon. What did you do? Sat back and watch him get groomed. Only badge in the room. You and wifey drunk the juice. Saw the check for Pac's life. And his back right. Guess it's bad boy for life. Or should I say same gang? You the same lane. That did he let hang. And now he chain gang. Damn, you rocked him, fella. Didn't you? For the mozzarella. Did it for Wolf and his mother. D-Ferg and Kurt Burrow. Nah, nigga, you did it cause your ass ain't thorough. And you ain't from the boroughs. Joke, no joke. You know what it is. This one's for the whole earth. You know, when they get disrespectful, I just go to the booth and kick the truth to the young black youth. Joke, no joke. You know what it is. Keep on hating. You know what it is.
Choke, no joke. Yeah. It's choke, no joke.
Let's go.
Choke, no joke. Chicken choke, no joke. Choke, no joke. Niggas choke, no joke.
Get that tunnel doc out right now. It's called the Hip
What
Hop
up, y'all? It's
Nucleus.
Arthur D. Austin, better known as Choke No Joke. We out here at the legendary Tunnel nightclub, or at least where it used to be. Everybody asks me what's the Tunnel. The Tunnel was a nightclub that was owned in the 90s here by Peter Gation. In '94, Stress Entertainment started a party called Mecca. In '96, Franchise Entertainment took it over and they had it until it closed. All the biggest names in hip hop perform here, from Jay-Z, Meth and Red, Dr. Dre, Snoop, Nas, Puff Daddy and the Family, Eve, you name it, they was all here. If you had heart, you came here. But everybody didn't have heart. So it's time for y'all to enter the club most people feared to enter, the Tunnel.
The Tunnel wasn't a unique hip-hop club, and its foundations were based on the concept of bringing hip-hop from all the boroughs to one location. And it was the brainchild of Peter Gation. My name is Sterling Cox. I was the head of security.
Alpha Grinion, Brooklyn, New York.
My name is V.
House. Sincere from Brooklyn.
Glenn Beck. Jumping Lee, whatever Lee you want to call me.
Omega.
Ray Mack.
Diamond.
Craig.
Candy.
Big Box. Big Country.
Ramona Diaz.
Big Penna. Big CB.
John Bass Raleigh.
Sean Brophy, sound engineer.
DJ Johnny Walker Red.
MC Frank Jigger, the celebrity's choice.
Choke No Joke, legendary videographer.
Supreme Bigger Figure, Big Cap, The Warden.
Big G, AKA the ringleader.
The Tunnel was a hip-hop nucleus.
It was the epicenter.
It was the domain, the temple.
It was the Mecca.
It was like the hip-hop Woodstock.
Nothing was that melting pot of hip-hop.
They kept the paradigm going.
It's almost like what Rucker did for like street basketball. The Tunnel was that of music industry.
Hip-hop had a heart. That shit was one of the main arteries.
It was actually a Mecca. That's what the original name of the party was, Mecca.
It was like a time machine. That's how the Tunnel was. You came out a whole different individual.
We went in there, young men with attitudes, and came out there wiser men with our lives.
It was definitely a starting beginning spot for artists to come and mingle and branch out and get your record heard and get your shit together, really, to go into the next phase of your career.
The Tunnel was not open or did not open. A lot of new artists, or a lot of artists that we know now, to this very day, will have never been known.
All these artists out today need to be happy that the Tunnel was fucking open. Nobody would hear none of y'all singing tight pants niggas right now. The Tunnel was a platform for niggas like Jay and Puff, Woo and Mob and DMX and Rough Riders. Niggas don't respect these niggas today, man. You need to realize, man, without them niggas, man, and their platform, it made a lot of moves for niggas today.
It happened there, it made it relevant.
Became a pillar of hip hop. The Tunnel is the nucleus of hip hop. And I'll say all the way down south, because when the Tunnel was open, wasn't too much going on down that motherfucker. Y'all can say what y'all want, peace to the South, but New York made this shit pop. New York was where it's at. The Tunnel in New York is where you needed to be to pop.
The Tunnel was definitely a hip-hop nucleus, yo. It was just like the galaxy, it bring other planets in. You have people from France, Germany, London, everywhere. If they came to New York, they had to go to the Tunnel.
Hi, from here. I come here to meet you, and I'm going to all the place. I'm going to the Bronx, to Sedgwick Avenue, McCool Hook, do the party, and Cedar, and then I'm going to the Tunnel.
It was our barometer for, how we were really gauging records, and we were really, studying the behavior of the consumer.
Saying it ain't just like how they do it now. You could just throw a record out and, wait 8 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever, for the shit to bubble. Niggas was putting them records on to see if them shits get that reaction. And if the shit was popping, niggas would fast track it. If it wasn't, niggas would go back to the drawing board.
Absolutely. It's the definition of hip hop nucleus. Everything was there.
Everything that surrounded hip hop, from fashion to music, hairstyles.
Like, it encompassed every part of the hip-hop experience, and they put it all in one building on a Sunday night.
If you go as far back to little hole in the walls and little centers where people start elaborating, playing the sounds and displaying the culture, to within later on you have places that was up in Harlem, like Harlem World, up in the Bronx called T Connection, just using them as an example, of many other places all throughout the city. And then years later, here come places like Union Square and Latin Quarters. The last of the Mohegans of for real hip hop had became the Tunnel.
Tunnel was definitely a hip-hop nucleus. It really was. And you gotta say, believe it or not, the wagon master was a one-eyed white guy from Canada, Peter Gation.
Nothing will ever be like the Tunnel.
Choke, no joke. Yeah. It's choke, no joke. Choke, no joke. Chicken choke, no joke. Choke, no joke. Niggas choke, no joke.